And we are live. Welcome, Umar Khan from Seeking Success Podcast. How are you, my man?
I'm good, man. How you doing, bro?
Good. Nice to finally have you in, man. Nice to finally have you in.
Bro, we've been talking about this for a couple months now, so it's cool getting it done.
How was the trip to, you said Alberta? I can't remember
Alberta, yeah. So actually, I moved there last year.
Okay.
And we just moved back. That's why I had to go back to put my place on rent and sort everything out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we were living there for a year, and then we decided to move back home.
Oh, wait. So are you from here or are you from there?
No, I'm from here originally. Yeah.
Oh.
I grew up my whole life in Pickering, which is east of Scarborough.
Okay. What part of Pickering?
Like Brock.
Brock? Okay. Yeah. Is that by like
Brock
the mosque there?
Yeah, right by the mosque.
Super crowded mosque.
Yeah, right by the mosque. You're familiar with that area?
Yeah. A little bit.
Way.
Like I probably went to that mosque like maybe 3-4 times. I know it was jam packed.
Yeah. Especially if you go on Friday, it's packed.
Yeah.
But crazy story behind that one. I remember when when they just built it, it was just a little house.
Oh, okay.
And it was dead.
Okay, good.
And over the years, they built the whole facility. Right, it's pretty cool.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. But yo, I just wanted to learn more about you. Like, can you tell me about your upbringing? I know you told me you're in Pickering, but how about your YouTube channel? I was checking it earlier, actually a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I seen that you were doing the finance thing.
Yep.
And then you kind of switched up to IRL type stuff. Tell me about how you transitioned from that to that.
Yeah, bro, for sure. So obviously, just like every other kid, my dream was to be a YouTuber.
Right.
And when I just started YouTube way back in, I was grade 7, grade 8 time. We started off at school. We do like music videos for fun, and we do skits. And I had my brother and my cousin, and there was the 3 of us. Yeah. And we just make like brown problems. We just copy the YouTubers and make skits and stuff. And we actually got a decent amount of views. Some of the videos had 1,000 views, which was, at the time was crazy.
Right.
700 views, 600 views. And then life just got busy. I went to high school. These guys are busy with school. And we just put it off the side. Fast forward, after high school, I was in college. And while I was in college, just graduated, came back to work, getting into 9-to-5 world. My first real 9-to-5 job after college.
Right.
And I was just at work one day. I'm just like, I don't want to say I was unhappy because I don't want to be ungrateful. It was a great job. It was paying me well. It was cool. It was nice. But I'm like, this is not what I want to do. And at the time, I was saving my money aggressively. I wanted to get into the real estate world, start buying properties, flipping properties, even getting my license. And simultaneously, I'm like, I'm watching all these creators. Why don't I start creating my own content?
Right.
And that was the first time I started taking YouTube seriously, where I started making the finance content on a regular, sometimes even a daily basis.
Right.
And I basically did that from 2019 to 2020 every single day. Might have missed a day or two in between. What happened during the pandemic is I got laid off from work, so I had more free time.
Oh, okay.
And I got really interested in stocks. So I switched all my content from finance to like stocks and crypto only.
Okay.
And that's when I had my first big push.
Okay.
And I realized, and this is a lesson for anybody who wants to pursue YouTube, whether you want to do in real life stuff, finance stuff, podcasting, whatever you want to do, don't create content you want to create. Create content that people actually want to watch.
Okay.
When I was making finance videos, what was I making? I was making videos that were applicable to me in my current situation. Oh, do this to save money. Buy this, buy that. But then the stock world is completely different. What was I talking about? Stocks are in the news, like AMC,
right.
GameStop, stuff that everyone cares about. What's happening with the short squeeze? It was hot news. And because of that, for the first time ever, I was seeing real traction on my YouTube account. Gaining subscribers every day. The view count was going up. My account gets monetized, getting a little bit of money, a couple of sponsored deals. My affiliate links, now people are actually using my links. And I'm like, well, this is crazy. Then when we started making crypto videos, just turn up the notch completely because I was even more mainstream and the kids wanted to watch that stuff. And I was going crazy because crazy thing with crypto people don't realize is you could have 10,000 subscribers. And it was me, my friend Radis, shout out to Radis, also Seeking Success podcast co-host.
Yeah, other guy. Yeah. So I feel bad I only have 2 mics. I would have got like
I know, that's fine. Maybe you got to get him on separately.
Yeah.
But Radis was also doing crypto content. A handful of us were doing crypto content. We had less than 10,000 subscribers, clearing 10 to 15 grand a week, sometimes even a month. It was insane.
Wow.
Because between ad revenue, and ad revenue wasn't even the big paying portion, it was the sponsors we were getting. There'd be companies paying us to talk about their cryptocurrencies. So we take on the project, do our research. Is it a scam? Is it legit? With our best intentions, take the money, promote the projects. Not even promote. Promote's a very loosely used word. We just read their website and make a video about it.
Yeah.
And we were clearing money like that.
Okay.
Fast forward to last year around March-ish, April-ish, the whole crypto crash, the economy just got a recession.
Right.
No one gives a shit about crypto anymore. And me and my boy were like, okay, maybe this is a time we had a decent amount of money saved up. That's why I moved. We're like, I guess we could just take a break. And when crypto resumes, we're back to work. And between that time and now, I got obsessed with Mr. Beast, A-Rack, Ryan Trahan, FaZe Rock. These content creators that I never watched growing up because these are newer generation content creators. And I'm like, yo, these guys, what they're doing is so much fun. Don't get me wrong, making finance videos is fun to a certain degree, but like these guys are actually, they have their friends involved. They're doing all these crazy things, and I'm like, I want to do that. And it was around the end of summer last year when I started the first in real life, the Andrew Tate videos. I'd go out asking people how they feel about Andrew Tate.
I wanted to ask you about that because I saw them and you went to University of Calgary.
I was at University of Calgary.
First of all, I laughed when you called them NPCs. That's number one thing. Number two was, were you surprised at how many people just disliked the guy, even though he was not found guilty of anything that he's been charged for?
Man, it's crazy. It's not even just Andrew Tate. It's so sad. When I call people NPCs, again, I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but the reality is even once I was an NPC too, how do you hate someone when you know nothing about them?
Right. Okay.
It's only the media bias. Everyone's saying he's a bad guy, so you just chose to believe the media bias. I see the same thing happen with Donald Trump. I used to hate Donald Trump too. Until one day I read one of his books with him and Robert Kiyosaki. Shout out Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, this is a pretty cool guy. And if he's a racist, he would not partner with a Japanese businessman because he'd only want to partner with white men. And then it got me going down the rabbit hole. I'm watching his interviews. I'm watching the way he talks. I'm really understanding what did he mean by he wanted to build a wall. It wasn't to keep Mexicans out. It was to keep out illegal immigrants. Mm-hmm. They still want to immigrate you in. That's how the economy survives. It's by new people coming in, bringing money into the market, right? All he wanted to do is he wanted to stop people illegally entering, right? So that's the problem about media bias, is people just believe what was fed to them, whether it's about Andrew Tate, Donald Trump, the politicians, Justin Trudeau, whoever. It's fine for you to hate someone. That's fine. There's not going to be a person that we're all going to unanimously love, right? Same as we're not going to unanimously hate. But you should have a reason behind such a strong negative feeling, hatred, of why you hate an individual.
Okay.
Right? And that's what's calling those people NPCs, because they just hated him without knowing about his charges. It's just, oh, no, he's a misogynist. Ask, what? Yeah. Why is he misogynist?
Yeah. Right? I literally just hear him say, go work out and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm sure. And listen, bro. He has said things that are misogynistic in the past. I don't want to.
In the past, yes, you're right. I agree. There's some,
there's some things he said, and that's fine. But you have to understand, he's a content creator at the end of the day. Yeah. He's just trying to. I'm not trying to say I'm a big Andrew Tate fan. I do love his work, but you have to understand, like, he's playing a character. He's became this famous man not by mistake, intentionally. Everything he said, negative or positive, was all strategic part of his plan, right? But for someone to just very naively like, oh, I hate this guy, he's a misogynist. They don't even know what misogynist means. In those videos, I'd ask them, the first question was, do you think he's a misogynist? Yes, he is. Why? What does misogynist mean? And they'd freeze up, right? Deer in the headlights. I don't want to be in the video anymore. That's why I just censor some people's faces, because they're like, I don't want to be in the video anymore.
I'm sure you guys all know this too. There's like a dangerous trend right now in humanity, is that if you disagree with somebody about like one thing, you're automatically evil. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, yo, I like this guy, I just don't agree with them on certain things, right? You don't. If someone told you that, you'd be like, all right, I respect that. But it's like,
that's crazy.
One thing somebody says, like you said, Donald Trump or someone else, this person is, kufar.
Yeah, literally.
Or something like,
That's how they treat it, especially with Andrew Tate. It was so funny because when we were filming the Andrew Tate videos, my wife would actually, especially in Calgary, she would be my camera woman. And then the girls would give my wife the dirtiest looks. Like, how are you with this guy who seems like a big Andrew Tate fan? And she gets so embarrassed. I don't want to do these anymore. And I had to find someone else to record the videos because that's how that's association. Oh, you support this guy, you follow this guy? Oh, you're evil. You must just be like him. You also must be a misogynist. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I want to say too that with your finance video, sorry, going back to the whole finance stuff, can you just for the record explain what Bitcoin is? All right.
Very, very simply, Bitcoin is just like another currency. Just like we have USD, Europe currency, the pound, whatever you want to call it. But it's a digital currency, and it's on the blockchain. So typically what we have is we have our currency through a bank or centralized banking system. This is a decentralized banking system. So it's not, I don't want to say anonymous, but it's held in the digital world, right? And that's the main difference. Like, on a very dumbed down way, it's a digital currency. It's used the same way. It has a very similar patterns. I mean, it's more aggressive. If you would like to say what's like, it's less like cash and more like gold in terms of volatility, right? Depending on the market, the volatility is insane. But at the end of the day, it's just a currency. It's another asset, but a digital asset. And for the listeners,
it be tapped?
Can it be 100%? 100%.
Can someone like rob you legitimately?
Rob you?
Well, not legitimately, just rob you.
Well, here's the interesting thing. So you're not familiar with crypto at all?
Well, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
When you have a crypto wallet, you have a seed phrase, which is like your password, right? It's usually 12 words, random words, right? That's your password for your account. If you share that with someone, you get everything robbed overnight. Because then I could just sign in, I'll send it from your account to my account, and it's gone, right?
Okay.
The only other way someone could rob you is if they held you at gunpoint, like, yo, send me all your currency to me, right? But a very easy workaround of that is people, what they'll do is they'll get what's it called? A hard wallet, which looks like a USB, for example, and you store your crypto on this USB. Okay. And that's someone would have to physically rob it. Even if they robbed it, they'd have to know your password to actually get the money, and a whole mess like that.
Yeah. Okay. I know you have tons of videos promoting certain stocks or anything like that. Can you look back and think which one of those stocks was a complete L? Like you encouraged everybody to buy this, and then you realized,
ooh, you know what?
Massive L.
The first one that comes to mind was, are you familiar with Lucid Motors?
Yeah, actually I am. Yeah.
Lucid Motors, CCAV.
Yeah.
When the CCAV merger was happening, I was extremely bullish. I thought it was going to be crazy. And I was promoting it on a regular basis. I wasn't getting paid, obviously, to promote it, but I was just bullish on it, and I make videos about it daily. It had a lot of attention because of that. There's a lot of news around it. But that one was a regret because it did spike a little bit when they merged, but it very quickly fizzled out. Right. And the company, I know they're still making vehicles and stuff, but since then it hasn't had a dramatic gain. Okay. And I took another L with another EV company, NIO, the the Chinese electric car company, NIO. I was extremely bullish on that one. But based off the numbers, based off the volume in China, NIO could probably crush. Especially they had rumors that they're going to come to the North American market. I mean, this could be a crusher. I had me, my boys, my cousins, everybody invested in that one, and it just completely flopped. Yeah. After that one, I stopped giving out financial advice to my friends and stuff. I didn't want to tell anybody to buy cryptocurrencies. Every time in the videos, I make the disclaimers because I'm not a financial advisor. I can't see the future. Of course, And patterns might make sense to me, but in the grand scheme, anything can happen. And it really sucks when I lost a lot of money investing in trading. And I made a lot of money investing in trading. Every time I lost money, I just moved on. But I can't assume that's how everyone's going to react, right? There's people putting their hard-earned money, and they're very emotional, and when they lose it, emotions get involved. So after that point, I'm like, no. The only person I give financial advice to is this guy, because this guy is my main man. Everything I do, I want him to do. But other than that, I wouldn't give my best friend advice because I don't know the future, and I would love to make you money, but I would hate to lose your money, and for that fear.
True. Okay, that's...
you can take inspiration from my videos, but that's as far as it goes, inspiration. Don't say you told me to buy something directly. Someone asked me, I'm like, I don't know, man. Don't ask me. I'm not an expert.
Yeah. I actually, I'm not going to say I'm a victim of that, but I got caught up in the AMC wave. So my boy's like, yo, you got to get some of these things. And it's gone down and down and down and down. I was like, okay, I only put I think about only 3 or 4 stocks, so it's not at the end of the world. Okay. Kind of like what you're talking about there. I was like, oh my God. Because he kept telling me it's going to be super grandiose and, things like that. But
lucky for me with AMC is me and my buddies got in really early. And my brother-in-law got in early. My friends got in early. And right when it went to we got in around the $12 mark. And right when it went to the $60 to $65 mark, we all exited. So that one we ended up pretty profitable. With Air Canada, we did the same thing. We got in when it was about $4 or $5 and exited when it was about $20. Profitable. But like with NIO and with CCIV, everyone lost money. Yeah. Everyone lost money.
Were you also into the NFTs?
NFT wave, I wasn't super big into it, man.
No, yeah?
Yeah, my boy Redis was, though.
Okay,
He bought some, $8,000-$9,000 NFTs that are worthless today. It was a whole mess. I don't know. The NFT thing just didn't make sense to me. Okay. The only NFT I would buy would be either one of Gary V's. Okay. The CryptoPunks, which were just stupid expensive. And the Bored Apes, which were also stupid expensive. Anything else, bro? Copycats, not interested. Don't want to touch it.
Okay. And along the NFT line, is it true you guys blew 80K?
Yeah.
How long? In a week?
In I want to say about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Did you guys buy important things or just...
No. So this is what we did. We launched our NFT project.
Right.
Okay. It was supposed to be based on, I don't know if are you familiar with Strong Nodes?
No, I can't say that I am.
Okay. Yeah. It was pegged to a project called Strong Nodes, which they were paying a crazy return, 15% a day. So we're like, okay, we'll make these NFTs, we'll sell them, we'll take all the profits, but 80% of the profits into the Strong Nodes, and every week we do a giveaway of the profits we're making from that and give it out to the community members. So it was like a win-win situation, and we keep 20%. When we launched, we didn't hit our target. We only hit our target was a couple 100,000, or no, Yeah, a couple 100,000, but we only hit like 80 grand. I'm like, huh. We won't even take our 20%. Let's put 100% of this into the strong notes. And it was that very week strong notes crashed. And it just fizzled away.
Okay, so it wasn't like you blew it like in terms of you bought all the stuff. Sorry, the context that I thought was that you guys just went nuts and bought random stuff.
We've had days like that. Like in the early crypto days when me and Radice, we just started getting our first couple of promos, became shopaholics. We got addicted to shopping and buying designer clothes. So we go to Toronto Premium Outlet, man. And there was days where we both blew 5-6 grand each.
Wow.
And designer jackets, designer shoes, clothes.
Okay, what's the most useless thing you have?
The most useless thing I have?
That you spend like a lot of money on, and you look at it and go, why did I buy this? And I think everybody has that.
Crazy. You think, what's the most useless thing I bought?
I don't know, because you really... The Jeep.
I bought a Jeep. That wasn't really clothes.
I mean, well, it's a car.
Yeah.
Like, do you not use the car, or do you actually use it every day?
No. So...
Okay, all right.
Excuse me. So, during the crypto time, money was just so good.
Right.
I'll tell you some background story, too. So, I had my Civic, a Honda Civic that I had before the crypto days that I kept. That was my daily.
Okay.
I got a 1998 Corvette.
Okay.
Right? That I love. That was not a waste of money. I love that car. I still drive it till today. Then I got a jet ski, and me and Mo got dirt bikes, and we just kept buying toys, right? I'm like, and then one day I was on Facebook Marketplace, I saw a Jeep for sale, and I bought the Jeep. And when I was buying the Jeep, I took my boy with me to check out the car, and he told me, he's like, don't buy it, too much rust. No one's going to safety it. It's going to cost too much to repair. I bought it anyways.
Okay.
And that car sat on my driveway for about, I want to say a year. Never really drove it, never got it certified, never worked on it. It just sat, rusted, rotted, and then one day I just sold on the low to some next kid who wanted to take in his backyard. Okay. That was the biggest waste of money. When it came to designer, man, because I'm not a big designer guy. Mm-hmm. So I didn't go buy designer t-shirts and designer underwear and stuff. I wasn't a fan of that. What I will buy designer is something that would make sense, like a designer jacket. So I have a couple of like $800-900 jackets. I still love them. They're very nice. So big thing shock about designer jackets is they actually last, right? So it's not
what
like
brand, if you don't mind me asking?
One is Canada Moose.
Okay.
One is Montclair, and what's the other one? Macaj. Macaj? No. Is it called Macaj? It's called something else. Macaj? Macaj.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So those are the designer jackets I bought. I bought some designer shoes. Like, what's it called? What are the ones I bought at my wedding? Red bottoms. Christian Louboutins.
Really? You have those? Okay.
$3,000 shoes, man, that I wore like
still
4
have
times.
them?
Yeah, I wore them like 4 times.
Okay.
I guess that was more like an investment too, because like I wear it to weddings when I go to someone's wedding and stuff.
Right.
And then about 1-2 watches. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy I ever got to.
Speaking of weddings, I saw a little short of you dancing.
Yeah. Crazy.
Did that guy end up teach you how to dance? What was his name?
J.D.?
Yeah.
He showed me 1-2 moves.
Yeah.
He showed me how to get sturdy. Bro, I'm not a dancer, man. I'm not dancing.
I'm not hating on you. I'm not dancing either. Yeah.
Crazy. It was funny because we had J.D. on as a guest. Yeah. He's a big Toronto rapper. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I actually wasn't. I still watched it, but I wasn't like familiar with him.
Are you familiar with the Toronto rapping scene? They're like YG. A little bit.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
He's like boys with YG, Pressa. Okay. They're all from Robin Banks. Okay. They're all from the same block.
Yeah.
We had him on as a podcast guest, and because I make the in real life content, I like to do collab videos. Right. And I'm like, what would be funny as hell to get a hood man to do a dance, because he's known for dancing in this group. I'm like to do a dance video with him. So it was like supposed to be nothing serious, right? We just recorded it. It was very funny. It was so embarrassing because it looks like it was just me and him in the studio, but behind us were all of his boys, all hood guys, all strapped up. They're all bad faced up.
They all came to your studio and everything?
They're all at the studio because they're filming a music video that night. Okay. And we have filmed in the same studio, so it was so crazy because I'm dancing and there's a crew of guys behind just watching, grilling, laughing. But it was very fun. It was cool.
Okay. Being from India, you guys are Indian parents. Did your parents feel a ways about how you were making money? I'm not saying, I don't mean like it's illegal money, just like very conservative parents want their kids to do, different things.
That's actually a great question because, like I told you, when I was making my content, the finance content, I was working at my 9-to-5 at Lens Crafters. That's what I went to college for. I was a licensed optician at the time.
Oh, okay.
So I did my college, I got my certificate, I got my license, and I was working for almost 2 or 3 years, 2 years, 2.5 years maybe. And I was getting actually paid pretty decent too. And the crypto money was making so much money where I was like, yeah, I'm making way more money than I'm making at the mall.
Right.
I passed the point where I made more money with the crypto YouTube that I knew I was going to make the entire year at LensCrafters.
Oh, okay.
So I had to talk to my parents. I'm like, yo, I think I'm going to pursue the YouTube thing full time. I'll quit my job. And they were losing their shit.
Of course. Yeah.
No, you went to college. Don't throw this away. You have a good job, good opportunity. At my work, too, they're prepping me to be the manager of the store.
Okay.
So, like, there was that, too. Like, oh, you're going to be good there, da-da-da. But, like, my dream was to do YouTube, right? I didn't care if it was finance or the in-real life stuff. I just wanted to be a YouTuber.
Okay.
Right? So, I'm like, I'm going to quit. And it was a great moment because the day I did quit, it was funny. Like, we had uniform, but I'm like, fuck it, I'm leaving. So I had my fake Gucci slides on. No, the Gucci loafers on with the fur. And I was wearing a bright blue suit, red socks, and, like, white shirt. And they're like, yeah, you can't wear this. It's my last day. I came to work with my Corvette. That's my retirement day. But, yeah, my parents, at first, they're very hesitant. They never believed in the YouTube stuff from the start. Since I was a kid, they just didn't understand it. They still don't understand it. Then when I made the money, my mom would always tell me, "You're just getting lucky." She's like, "You're gonna make it for a little bit, and it'll be here today, and tomorrow it'll be gone. Mm-hmm. Your work is gonna be stable." But I'm the type of guy, I like to take risks, right? I'm like, you know what? You could be right, but I'm like, this is not by accident. I grinded for this. Yeah. I had like, bro, before I made my first $1,000 on YouTube, I had like 400 videos uploaded, man. Oh, I was grinding, bro. Okay, like I wasn't like the kid who got lucky overnight. I was grinding, man. I'm like, yo, like it looks like luck to you, but I know, right? And I told my mom and my dad. Obviously, didn't understand, but I quit. And I say they saw the money kept coming in for months, and then I moved. I bought another house. I was buying a lot of things. Money was not an issue, and I guess at that point they eased off. But they're never 100% happy with me pursuing the social media career thing. Like till now, like my mom will hint, like maybe you should go back to school. Even if you don't ever work, but you get the degree at least. It's a cultural thing, right?
Well,
they want that.
I was gonna say shout out to our parents because they live the non-risk life, so that we can take risks.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly, bro. And that's the thing a lot of people don't realize. And I tell Mo this all the time. Shout out to Mo, my number one supporter. That's why Mo comes to me everywhere I go. It's because he's my guy, right?
He's your shooter,
bro. He's my guy, right? And I tell Mo, I'm like, yo, listen, buddy. I'm like, take advantage that one, we have very supportive parents. Our parents don't collect, we live at home. Our parents don't collect rent from us. They don't ask us for nothing.
You guys are lucky.
We're lucky. Lucky. We're on the lucky end. Even if you're living at home, you have to pay a little bit of rent. That's fine too. You're still fortunate because what's better, $400 or $500 in rent or getting your own place for $2,000 a month?
Exactly. Yeah.
Pay $400 or $500 to your parents. Help your parents out. Exactly. But we're lucky. My parents they hustled really hard now, so they're doing okay now. We're the opposite position, bro. Where there was times when I was penning against a wall and I'm calling my mom, "Can you ET me $1,000?" And my mom would send it to me. Right, that's how fortunate we are. And I told Mom, like, not only do we have that, but you have a big brother who's crashed on social media. Yeah. Like, you have so many avenues you could go on. Right.
And he's the youngest.
He's the youngest.
Okay.
He's the youngest.
And how many are you? Just two?
We're four. We have an older sister. There's me. Then my little sister. Then Mo. Okay. He's the last one. Yeah. Okay. So I was telling them, we got to take this opportunity, right? And everyone listening out there, if you're living at home or have a situation where you're covered, you're so fortunate, man. One of a very close friend of mine. Shout out to Brad. Brad's dad left him when he was little. Mm-hmm. His mom died when he was 19 years old. And he's no cousins, no family, nothing. From 19 till now, he's like 27 years old. He's been living on his ones. Mm-hmm. So he has to work, pay rent, groceries, feed himself, taxes, rent, like everything on his own, right? And he's also pursuing his dreams. He works his 9 to 5 and he makes videos at night, right? We're so fortunate. We don't have to worry about that, man.
Right.
And a lot of people don't have to worry about that. Like, don't take this for granted. Because we're living in like this double wow situation where we're, especially the immigrants, right? We're here in Canada. Our parents took care of all the hard stuff, like you said, like they took like the risk-free life so we could take the risky life. Yeah. For you to be sitting at home, not going to school or not pursuing this online field or not becoming an entrepreneur, that's crazy talk, man. You do not understand the sacrifice our parents had to take to get us here.
Right, yeah.
I hear so many stories of people where their parents were successful in their back home countries. They came here for the education system. They couldn't get the same job that they qualified for back home. Now they're taxi drivers working in restaurants, shitty jobs. Yeah. For you, for your ass to sit at home and do nothing?
Exactly, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. There's so many bums out there. It's crazy. Bro, I openly say, there's no shame in working. When I didn't have any of this internet fame or I had no internet money, I was a grinder, bro. I was a guy at work. I'd show up on time, work hard, and just try to hustle my way up to the top, just make money in the 9 to 5 world. When this entrepreneur stuff started happening, when the YouTube stuff started happening, I started hustling YouTube. It was daily uploads, making the best video possible, best thumbnail, best title, taking research, and just becoming a better YouTuber, right? There's never an attitude of, I want to just lay back and chill now, right? Lay back and chill when you're old, bro. You're young.
Right.
Like, hustle.
So this type of determination that you have, where does that come from?
You know what's crazy, man? It's a great story, actually. Today I just put out my watch this morning. Okay. And this is probably the rustiest and crustiest watch I own, right? But listen, every watch has a story, okay? So I'm putting this watch, and I was telling Mo, I'm like, yo, maybe I'll mention it on the podcast today. This watch low-key started everything for me. Because when I was around grade 9, 14, 15 years old, everybody in my high school was wearing gold watches. It was trending, gold watches. It was G-Shock in elementary school, but in high school, everyone wants to wear a gold watch. We had Michael Kors, Armani, you name it, all the brands, right? And I want a gold watch. And up until that point, I would consider myself, because we grew up in, I want to say upper middle class. My mom would buy me anything I wanted. And this was the first time my mom gave me a hard no. She's like, no, we can't afford it. She started yelling at me. You don't care about your other siblings. Money don't grow on trees. And I'm like, I got caught so off guard. I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, what do you mean no? Like, you always say yes to me. And I wasn't the kind of guy who was just going to sit down and not get a watch either, right? And it was one of those things where I've always been an observer. From a very young age, I observe everything. That's just like my thing. Even as an adult, I'm an observer. And I remember one day, there was a guy who went to the same school as me, and he knocked on our door and asked my parents to shovel the snow for $20.
Right.
Oh, like $20. The watch is like $200. I'd probably have to shovel 10, 15 people's houses to get the watch. That's what I did. The very same day, my mom said, no. Went to the garage, grabbed a shovel, shoveling away. I didn't do 20 in that same day. I'd probably do like 4 or 5, made my first $60.
Right.
But that was the first entrepreneurship route for me. And I shoveled until I was able to buy the watch. And that was my first legitimate business because it didn't stop at shoveling. Then when summer came along, we had a lawnmower, so I started cutting people's grass around the block. Okay. When fall would come, we'd rake leaves for money. And I became like this landscaping thing. I tried to make it legit too. I printed shirts and hats and tried to hire my boys. And we tried to do it legit. It didn't really work out. But that was my first route into like the entrepreneurship world. Okay. Right?
Okay.
So I don't know, does that answer your question?
No, of course. I was gonna ask next. Are you guys all different? Like your personalities, like
siblings?
Because you said it's 4 of you, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys all different, or like?
You know what?
Do one of you resemble one another, or?
When we were younger, we were all pretty much different.
Okay.
But as we're getting older, all the siblings are leaning more towards the entrepreneurship world.
Okay, so you're all going to the same.
We're not like my older sister went to typical university, got married very early, had kids. She wanted to go to medical school, but she had 2 kids by the time she graduated university.
Okay,
and she said it's probably not possible.
Okay.
And they're living a decent life now. But now she's dabbling in the business world too. She does content creation as well. No face stuff, obviously, just for privacy's sake. And she runs her own like small business.
Right.
My wife also runs her small business. My little sister runs a small business, but it's a service-based business, photography and videography. And then Mo, our young one, he's just figuring it out right now. He's dabbling in the content creation world, and he does like other business ventures that he doesn't want to talk about yet. But
okay, no, that's fair. That's fair. If you saw the younger version of you, what would you say to a younger Umar?
That's a great question, man. I think about this often sometimes, man. Because like I always hear this. I'm like, yo, go buy Bitcoin, go buy this, go buy that. But if I'm being genuinely honest, bro, I'd probably just go take a second with myself, pat myself on the shoulder, and just say, keep doing what you're doing. I wouldn't say I'm you from the future. I wouldn't give any advice. I say, keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, bro, is everything that happened to me from since I was a kid till now, was perfect, bro. I'm a very dramatic person, okay? Like, very dramatic, mentally. So, to a mental point, honestly, where in the crypto days, that was like one of my financial peaks. I was making a lot of money. And I remember there was a deep unfulfillment in my heart where I felt like my story's not complete yet. This was not like the moment for me to ride off into the sunset, right? I felt like I was too young. I felt like I haven't experienced enough yet. I didn't hit the subscriber mark I wanted to. I didn't have a fan base I wanted to. I didn't achieve any things. But like the financial goals that I set for myself when I was younger, I hit. And I talked to Mo on a regular basis, like, yo, Mo, man, this don't feel right. And I used to actually jinx myself too. I'm like, yo, I wonder how long this is going to last. Is everything going to crumble one day? And when it did crumble, it was one of the most beautiful, fondest moments of my life, man. And I'm seeing this on a genuine way. There was time where I was making like 10, 20, 30 grand a month. And then last year, this time where I was making nothing, living off my wife's business, which was a very humbling experience, right? But I enjoy both, man. It was crazy. When I was making all this money, me and my wife, we traveled to a bunch of different countries, lavish vacations. And when we were broke, we still traveled. Just in Canada, we went to Vancouver, and instead of going on lavish hotels and stuff, we were camping. We saw the complete flip side, and I enjoyed both, bro. I enjoyed both. Okay. And it's crazy, but at the time we're filming this podcast, right? This is like, if I was to give you a timeline, it's like, imagine there's a high and a low. This is right where everything's about to turn. It's turning around right now, as we speak right now. A couple days ago, one of my videos just passed 100,000 views. Another video passed 10,000 views. Now, YouTube ad revenue is coming in after freaking years. Like after 2 years solid break from YouTube ad revenue, that is real YouTube ad revenue might come in. It's like everything's turning around now because the whole time I was putting in the work.
Right.
And I said this on a podcast on my own the other day, but God will send you signs, right? And what I mean by that is when I'm telling you some of my lows, every time I'm on a low, like a logical person, I'm like, yeah, I have a family, I have a wife now. I should probably go get a real job. And bro, every time I try to go get a real job or think of applying, bro, some circumstance or situation would come up that just come in the way. The first time, it was crazy. I actually got the job. I passed the interview, and they're going to send me computers. I work at home job. And one of our best friends was getting married. We had to come to Toronto. And it just didn't work out with the job. So I had to quit the job to come back. So I didn't even start working yet. But I told him, I'm like, hey, before you send out the computers, I don't think it's not going to work. I had to go home for a wedding. I'll be gone for 2 months. Then I came back. I told my wife, I'm like, you know what? Before I take a job, I want to go on one more vacation. Let's go to Vancouver and surprise one of my best friends, Josh. And we went to Vancouver. I was telling me and Josh were having a great time. We're connecting. I haven't seen him in 4 or 5 years. I'm like, bro, and he's shocked. He's like, bro, when I was in college in Vancouver, he's like, I always wanted to do this online thing. He's like, dude, I can't believe you actually did. You did it. You did the money. You have this and that. And I'm like, bro, honestly, I think I'm gonna get a real job. And he literally looks me in the eyes like, Umar. He's like, don't get the job. He's like, you can't do it. He's like, you escaped this whole rat race. He said, don't get back in.
Right.
He said, figure it out. Yeah, you went this far. He's like, figure it out. And he said that to me like, I felt it in my chest. And it was one of those things where it wasn't like someone just saying something to say it, but I felt the depth of it. I felt like the connection and the conviction. I'm like, okay, fine. Let's figure this out. And bro, I'll tell you something, bro. It's miraculous how God works, bro. It's like every time the bills came, bro, money miraculously came. Whether it was through a sponsor, through my wife's business, through some sort of hustle, some side project, the money always came, bro. God is always going to take care of you. Don't trip about that.
Okay.
Just do the right steps. I never just sat back and chilled. It was always hustling. It was always, let's make more videos, let's post the videos. We started the podcast. Like, bro, I'm a busy guy, man. To put in perspective, me and my boy run the podcast together. I do my in real life content creation stuff. Right. Me and my boy also have a reaction channel together. We post reaction content. I have a gaming account that's just about to pass 50,000 followers on TikTok. And yeah, those are the 4 main things. And me and my wife have a travel page that's anonymous. We don't have our face in there. So these 5 pages in my life really gravitates around. Right. So there's a lot of, like, it might look like, oh, you just make videos, but yo, like, it's always a constant grind of like, if this channel is like suffering, okay, we got to sprinkle some more love here, and then rotating the attention, right? So it's just but to go back to the story, like every time, like I was saying, like where like the bills were coming up, one of the 4 or 5 pages, something would happen. When the podcast just started, we had a good sponsor, and me and Reese had a deal where I'd keep all the money, I'd do all the work. So that was great. It was paying me. And then if I was behind, the VR page would get a sponsor, or the travel page would get a sponsor, and then the bills would get paid. And the third time was when we came back to Canada. When we came back to Toronto, I was thinking, like, yo, I'm back in Toronto now. I'm living at home. I should grind. I'm young. I'll get a night job and just go do content in the morning, grind at night. I'm at the gym the day I'm thinking this, and Josh, same guy from Vancouver, sends me a video of Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate. Apparently at one point, Tristan Tate was working this window sales job, and Andrew Tate was a boxer. And Andrew saw how much money Tristan's making. And he told Tristan, he's like, you know what, Tristan? Maybe I should just come to doing what you're doing. And Tristan told him, he said, no, bro. He said, let me do this BS so you could do what you're doing to open up a new life. And that just gave me goosebumps. I'm like, bro, like, how did this guy know? Like, right? So God sends signs. And I think that the main thing is you should always be aware and just observing your surroundings. Right? And that was a big principle I learned from Think and Grow Rich, was just always watch the surroundings that you have, because God will send you the signs and inspiration for what you should do next. If you pay attention, you make the right moves, and you can live your actual true destiny versus, the regular cog
Right.
in the system type.
Right. Why do you think so many people like fail on YouTube? Because I can't remember what the metrics were, but I think like maybe less than 10% or maybe even 5% actually like continue after a certain amount of videos. So why do you think, in your opinion, like that is like that people just give up because they don't blow up after the 10th video? Or
Very simply, impatience.
Yeah. Okay.
Impatience. When I was doing like the personal finance stuff, bro, I remember there was nights, bro, I'd pray. I'm like, yo, Allah, just give me 100 views a video.
You're right.
I'll be so, if all my videos just hit 100 views,
That's honest.
I'm so tired of seeing 10, 12 views.
Yeah.
If every video just hit 100 views, I'd be so happy. Right? I did not care about the view count, bro. I tell Mo all the time too, and I always bring Mo into this because he's my guy, man. Like he saw everything happen, right? I just want to hit 100 views. I tell him I'll be lying to myself. I don't care about the view count, man. I'm making the videos because this one. And to the part, there's truth to that too. I do love making this stuff, but I think the reason why a lot of YouTubers fail is they don't push past that point where you have video after video after video, failure after failure after failure after failure. What most people will do is, hey, nothing works. Let's just give up, right? And they'll just quit and move on. Versus there's a person like me. Remember I told you, you always have to elevate and figure out, stop making the videos you want to make and what videos do people want to see. That's the difference, right? So it's always the learning, bro. In my toughest times on YouTube, I used to binge watch a couple accounts like Think Media, for example. There's a couple accounts. The names aren't coming to my name, but the bald guy. And I talk about YouTube growth. Binge watch, like learn, understand, study, become a master of the game, right? That's what I do. And they would always say, like before you make your video, and it's so cliche, they say thumbnail title first. No one ever does that except for the big YouTubers, but the small YouTubers never do that. But there's so much truth to that. Versus now, before I make any video, I first think about a solid title, and I don't actually draw the thumbnail, but I'm very imaginative, so I'll imagine how I want it, and I'll go make the video. And those videos will perform so much better because you know, like, okay, if I saw a thumbnail title, am I going to click on it, right? But the reason why people are quitting is, one, they don't want to learn. Two, they only want to make selfish content, what they want to actually make. And three, they see, oh, video failed. They just give up. Like, oh, yeah, because it's never going to grow.
I actually think that we're conditioned. I don't know if it's like a human thing, but I think we're conditioned for instant results.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why people, like you said, fail on content creating. They fail at the gym because people think, and I don't know if it's something that we learned from when we were little kids growing up, but we somehow think every single thing should be instant.
Yeah.
Right? And we get a rude awakening when, we find out, I suck at this. But they don't just suck at this. You just got to keep being consistent, right? Which do you remember growing up if they ever taught you how to be consistent?
How to be
Because I'll say that for me, never. It was just more you just have to figure it out as an adult.
Yeah.
How to be consistent, how to be relentless.
Yeah.
Right? And it kind of sucks because I've always said that they should change up the curriculum of schools because the world has changed since I was a little kid. I have a few years on you guys in terms of age, so I've seen what the world was and what it is today. And if you just keep doing the same thing, these kids are going to come out of middle school, high school, unprepared,
for sure.
Go right into debt, things like that, right? So,
for sure.
And a lot of things we're talking about, if they were in schools, I think people would be a lot more prepared to come out and figure out what it is, what to do, right?
Dude, especially if you're not athletic in school, the only time you learn consistency or discipline is if you're playing not professional sports, but if you're playing team sports.
Right. And the big pandemic today is kids don't go outside, don't play any sports.
They don't play any sports.
Right? So they don't know how to work together, right? Or even at regular jobs and stuff like that. And then they're overweight or whatever. You know what I mean? And
it's crazy, bro. Like me and my brother actually. Right now, me and my cousins we formed a softball team, right? Okay. And bro, I'm the least athletic person I know. All right. So when they pitched it, I'd have fear of myself. If Mo was on the team with all my cousins and I was in there, I'd feel very heavy FOMO. So I'm playing no matter what, bro. Only train 3-4 days a week. Bro, I'm telling you, everything hurts, man, because I've been so out of it for so long. But it's amazing because our tournament's in September, and I'm so excited to take on a new thing and see how much I'll progress by the end. Like, now I can barely throw, barely catch. I'm actually afraid of the ball. When the ball comes, I'm scared. Bro, those balls are hard. I caught one to my mouth the other day, lip busted. It was horrible, right? But I'm afraid of the ball. I'm flinching when I catch the ball. But the interesting thing about humans is just like YouTube, just like sports, anything in life, the more we do something, the better we're going to get.
That's true.
So if we progressively practice from now until the end of September, I can only imagine how much better I'm going to be. And I think that's what everyone should try to do is always try to learn something new, add something else to your life. I've always been doing this subconsciously. If it's not something you're doing new in work, do something new in your personal life, in your social life, make new friends, just travel. A big hack is move to somewhere completely different. When I was in college, I was living in Vancouver for a year. After I got married, I lived in Calgary for a year. Like, it's crazy what a different environment does to you. You learn new roads, you meet new people. It's inevitable you're going to make new friends if you're in a new place. We have a social battery that has to be drained, that you can't just have, the same people you're around. You have to go meet new people. So you just change. Like that, and that's definitely a big hack, right?
Yeah. I was just about to ask, why do you feel? It's not what do you feel like, but why do you think that has completely flipped on its axis? Is that our social battery is through our phones and not in person or whatever, right?
It's crazy.
How many people can you think of don't know how to say hello to somebody?
Bro, it's crazy.
Right? Or how to listen. A lot of people don't listen. They just great yap.
Man, it's horrible because think about it for you, right? What is more fun for you? To chat with a stranger on the street or to be watching videos endlessly on your phone? There's an innate feeling in humans when we interact and connect with each other, right? Even if it's with a stranger, right? But it has to be meaningful. Like, that's the worst thing I see when people, they talk to people and like they're not listening. What do you do for a living? That one, it comes from one ear, it goes out the other. Horrible. But you start to get an interest in human being. I've always been a curious person. Just be interested in people. And you're going to, I would much rather talk to a bunch of strangers than be on my phone, right? I personally, man, as of recently, if I'm on my phone, it's for work. It's that I'm post, because I told you I run 5-6 pages. I got to post shit. And at the end of the night, before I'm in bed, then I'll do a little bit catch up on YouTube, watch some YouTube videos. But this endless scrolling I'm seeing on TikTok, this epidemic, horrible, man.
Yeah.
Go out and socialize. Go make friends. Yeah. It's horrible. Go join a softball team, man. Clearly, they take anybody if they took me in.
Yeah.
So it's horrible.
Yeah, I'll admit, I've fallen victim to the YouTube shorts. You just kind of watch one, and what you're watching is like kind of pointless, and you just, let me see the next one, and let me see the next one, let me see the next one, and you're down 2 hours. You're like, yo, what the heck? I just wasted time.
Bro, I felt that loop a couple of times because on all the platforms, TikTok and YouTube, when you post a video, it's pretty instant. But I noticed on Instagram, it's sneaky, bro. It takes long to post a video, and you have to keep the app open. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit there and watch the screen load, or are you gonna watch some shorts? Yeah. That's how I'm like, damn, shoot, 10 minutes pass. I gotta move on to the next thing. Like, you catch yourself. Like, it's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
The content is designed to keep you on their app so they can show you advertisements and make money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and they put out that Threads thing. I never touched it yet, but have you tried?
I haven't
Threads
yet either. But it's like what, like Twitter, but for Instagram.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the Twitter competitor, but we'll find out in a while from now.
What do you think about that? Actually, I'm curious.
I don't really have an opinion. I don't even know what it is. If it's exactly what they say, Twitter for IG, then it's Twitter for IG.
Yeah.
But, I really don't. I do go to Twitter for breaking news, but then I realize IG also kind of breaks news at the same time.
These days, especially, yeah.
All right, but Threads, we'll see. People are saying right now not to use it because if you want to deactivate it, you have to deactivate your whole account, which obviously people don't want to do that, right?
So delete your tweets.
You might as well just wait till they do more software updates and.
Bro,
they can do that.
I saw a funny tweet the other day. There's like I don't know if you've seen the Elon Musk parody account. Some people are saying it actually is Elon Musk, okay? But it's like, no way I spend $45 million for an app just for Lizard Boy to copy me. Bro.
Aren't they both supposed to fight?
Something like that.
Yo, why does it seem like it's capped? Like they're not going to fight.
It's not going to happen, bro. Zuck would smoke Elon, bro.
Really? Okay.
Because think about it, right?
Like Zuck works out. Like
he works out.
Or something?
Jiu-jitsu.
Okay, he does.
He trains jiu-jitsu. And he's so what, like 10, 15 years younger than him, in shape.
Yeah.
Right? Elon's like 55-year-old, out of shape. Come on, man. It's not a fair fight.
But Elon seems like a guy that he will do exactly what he says he's going to do. So if he's going to get beat down in a cage, and he'll get beat down in a cage.
That'd be crazy. I would pay to see that, bro. I never paid for pay-per-view up until now. I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, you would. Can you kind of tell us what is the first check you got from YouTube after you get monetized? Because I think that also kind of links to people quitting and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, I'm only gonna make this much.
Yeah.
Do you remember
the first YouTube channel? Actually, I think we could probably open it. If I'm gonna guess, bro, It's probably in a couple, like $100 range.
Okay.
Because I got monetized pretty early. It wasn't like I got monetized. Like some people, they get monetized while they're going viral.
Right.
Those guys end up getting a big check because all their videos are popping off. But if you get if you just pass 100,000 subscribers and you just pass the 4,000 watch hours and you're getting less than a couple thousand views a month, you're going to get paid based off that. But let me see.
And sorry, why are you looking for that? They changed that up. I think now it's like YouTube made it even easier now to be.
Yeah, it's even easier now. I seen something like that. Like now it's 3,000 watch hours and 500 subscribers.
Subs, yeah, but
I heard about that.
I wonder if that means that people are going to get paid less. You know what I mean? Because what if like you said you may have gotten $100 to start, but let's say that person now who has 500 subs gets like $50 or $40, and then they kind of change that up as you grow. You know what I mean?
What do you think? I mean, it's possible, but you know what, man? The way CPMs and RPMs work is it's really based on your niche. Okay. So I don't think so. I actually don't think so. I'm gonna take that back. Actually, I don't think so. But dude, when I was first monetized, there was a lot of days where I was making literally, you see like, just a bunch of days where it's $0. Even though my account monetized, right? Then I had like, what is this, like a $240 a day. So my first check might have been like under $500.
And do they send it to you as soon as you hit the $100 threshold, or can you like?
I think it's like or end of the month.
Pile it up and then be like, you'll send it to me one time.
No. I think it's like I think the 24th of every month they just send you your payout. Okay. So whatever you accumulate up into that point, like a couple of days before the 24th. Okay. And they just pay it out to you like that.
Okay. And how does the whole tax work? Because I know we're Canadian, so they they kill us apparently. Like I actually hear a lot of Canadian YouTubers end up moving to somewhere, just so they can save a little extra money.
Taxes.
And since you got 5 channels, I figured you're probably getting hit hard.
You know, that's better if we don't talk about taxes.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Very not talking about taxes today.
Okay. Do you think it's worth it?
Do you think it's worth it?
Yeah. Like, would you tell other Canadians, go ahead, do it? Like, go be a content creator, and then just tell them afterwards. You're about to get ripped for. You
get like jokes aside, like what? It's like 50% tax. No. Depending on the bracket you're in, it's very complex.
I would think the Canadian government's going to take a percent.
Yeah, they're going to take a percent.
The U.S. YouTube's going to take a percent.
Yeah.
And then you're left with...
You get your payout. Whatever's left with.
It's,
but you know what? I will say this, man. The bulk of the money I made was not through YouTube ad revenue. It was through sponsors.
Right, but do they also take a piece of that in terms of...
The sponsors?
Yeah, like when you... I guess if people claim them,
the right thing to do would be to obviously... claim it all, right? Yeah.
Well, all right.
Like what I did. Yeah. Claim it all. And then,
don't worry, it's okay. I won't probe any further.
Yeah, and then the government's gonna take their half, and hey, I'm a tax-paying citizen. Yeah. Okay, shit. But no, it's 100% worth it, man. Think about this. Okay. YouTube. I actually saw. I don't know if it was A-Rack or Mr. Beast or one of the guys were saying. No, I think it was A-Rack actually. With a regular job, let's go back, LensCrafters. I was 20 years old, making $65,000 a year, something like that. Before commissions, we got a little bit of commissions as well. That was my contract or whatever. I don't know if I can say that, but that's fine. I don't work there anymore. And it's obviously a ceiling on that, right? If you go manager, you probably make 75, 80, right? And if you go up to general manager, 90. Point is, by the time you made, if you could even make it to, because again, I'm not trying to be racist, but I'm brown skin, right? I don't know if they're going to put me at the top of LensCrafters. Again, not to be racist, but it's a truth we're living in. All my upper management was white, right? Now, I don't know if that's a coincidence or if that's a racism thing. I don't know, but that's a fact.
No, you're right.
Right?
But maybe you could have been the guy that breaks that mold.
Maybe. Oh, fair.
But I'm not saying
that's
fair.
fair.
I mean, let's say I'm there and they're like, it's time to color this place up a bit.
Fair. If they want to use me in their coloring system, sure, maybe, right? Yeah. But like the peak is what? Like, again, you're going to end up at the top, make $200,000 a year? Okay. Well, YouTube is very interesting. There's no peak. If I get 1 billion views tomorrow, they're going to pay me based off 1 billion views. Right. There's no threshold, man. Right? So imagine, the number side, right? Let's just say you're making $10,000 a month in YouTube ad revenue, okay? And the government takes, let's just say 50%. I don't think they actually take 50%, but they could take up to 55% in Canada. You're left with 4,500, right? But the next month you can make 12, then 15, then 20. Like, sure, you're paying tax, but your threshold of earning is so much higher too. Right, it's a shitty excuse. If someone said, I don't want to be a YouTuber because I don't want to pay taxes, that's a horrible, shitty excuse. Because Do both then. If you're not making enough money.
Yeah.
We love the government.
Yeah, we love the government.
I want to make more money to give the
I want to give the government my money. Crazy. Or move to a place like Dubai where like you don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah, no one pay. Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people are doing that.
Middle East is like tax free.
Yeah, tax free.
Yeah.
A lot of like the entrepreneurs do that, right? Or Miami. I think in Miami you don't pay I think they don't pay state tax.
Yeah, I think it's like Florida, Nevada, and I think Texas are like the no income state
Yeah.
tax. You still pay a federal tax
You
to
pay
the
federal
government,
tax.
but you keep your income tax.
Yeah, your income tax
Right.
and your state tax.
So,
So
I mean-
that could be an option too.
So if you're like, okay, put it this way: if you're a Canadian, you're growing up, the weather sucks for 8 months of the year. The city's already stupid expensive. You can barely save your money here, and then you get hit with 55% tax. You're gonna be like, yo, I'm out.
Yeah, out.
Yo,
And we've seen that
retiring.
a lot of people.
Right?
It's crazy. Even the U.S. It's crazy. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy, Tanner Chindister.
Tanner? No, I can't say.
He's a big guy in like the online ClickFunnels world. Okay, he's made $50 million on ClickFunnels, and he moved to Puerto Rico at one point because same thing. He didn't want to pay tax. So can you imagine $50 million? Let's just say hypothetically speaking. Again, I don't know any of his numbers. Hypothetically speaking, 50 million in sales. So let's just say at a decent profit margin, he's keeping 20 M's. And the government at max to take half. So he's keeping 10 M's. At $10 million, he's saying that's still not enough money. I'd rather move to Puerto Rico. Right? People don't want to pay tax.
Right, you know, and Puerto Rico's a U.S. territory. Like, why couldn't they tax you U.S. numbers?
So the way it works in Puerto Rico too is it's not like Dubai, for example. There's a loophole there too. If you don't want to pay tax, you have to be a U.S. resident first of all. So it doesn't work for Canadians. You have to be a U.S. resident. You have to own a piece of property there. It's a bunch of loopholes you have to jump through. Okay. And it was crazy. Like he was saying how like when he moved to Puerto Rico, he couldn't take his Lamborghini with him, so he sold his Lamborghini. This was right before the pandemic. He ended up losing a bunch of money because he sold the Lamborghini at a loss. Went to Puerto Rico, figured out it's not actually tax-free, and he had to jump through all these hoops. Decided he didn't like it there because his friends and family weren't there. He moves back, and then the same Lamborghini he sold for like $300,000-$400,000 was worth $700,000 now. And he's like, dude, the money I saved in taxes, I lost on my Lamborghini. It was like a whole mess. So at the end of the day, the advice he gave me and he gave it to all entrepreneurs listening was, don't figure out a way to pay less taxes. Figure out a way to make more money.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's a cure for a lot of things, right?
That's a cure for a lot of things.
Do you know the secrets of how stupid rich people not pay taxes? I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Man, it's
I
not
actually don't know.
necessarily a secret. Like, let's use Grant Cardone as an example. I studied him for a long. Are you familiar with Grant Cardone? Grant Cardone?
No, actually, I don't.
No, very very big real estate guy. He owns his multiple properties and stuff. The secret to not pay taxes is debt.
Okay.
Because they can't tax your debt. So what a lot of these multimillionaires and it's not the millionaires, sorry, the billionaires, what they typically do is everything they own is in debt. So they own a big multi-unit downtown. It's all on debt. Like they had to loan the money, and then every time their properties gain value, they take second mortgages and more debt. So then you're constantly in this loophole of you make money, but you have to pay this interest back. And it balances itself out. And then when they pass that threshold, they start writing expenses off. Like a lot of times, for example, Grant Cardone, for example, the reason why I want to use him as an example is he bought a $50 million jet. And if I'm not sure if you're familiar with taxes, but you could write the depreciation off over a couple of years. So for 4 years, he's able to write that jet off. And virtually between that and him not actually making real money and borrowing money, that's another thing too. And this is what even, you know what, for the everyday audience member could do, right? Again, this is very sensitive because in certain religions, they don't allow for this. Like for Muslims, we're not supposed to be dealing too much in interest, right? But an everyday person is, let's just say you bought a house, $100,000. Your home is worth $200,000, right? And let's just say you're making money through a business, not through a job, through a business. All your money is going to your business account and you pay a very small corporate tax. I think it's like 10%. So instead of paying like 20, 30, 40%, you pay 10%. And then the only time you use the business money is if your business is going to loan the money to you. And you'd be paying yourself the money back later.
Yeah.
So then not only are you get the loan, but you can also write off the interest in your personal tax later. That's another very big loophole that I know a lot of people do here in Canada.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Because think about it, bro. In theory, you never earn any income.
Right. You can't
You're always lending money from your company. And you can't get taxed on a loan.
Money you don't have. Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. But again, it's very sensitive. Do your own research into diligence. I know I'm Muslim. You're Muslim. And these are practices that Muslims don't like to participate in. But at the end of the day, You gotta do what you gotta do. It's your own personal life.
Yeah, for sure.
I ain't judging nobody.
For sure, absolutely. What are some books that you've read to kind of get inspiration on entrepreneurism?
You know what? A book everyone should read is obviously Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah, I was about to say everyone. Yeah,
It's a very default, very easy to read story book that everyone should read. Another book that's a bit more complex is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Very popular book, but I feel like, and I'm calling people out, I feel like a lot of people say they read it, but they haven't read it before. It's a very complex / boring book, in my opinion. But a lot of the things that teach you about manifestation and desire and chasing your personal desire is massive in there. You gotta read that one a couple times. I read that one so far 3 or 4 times. Every time I read it, I picked up a different concept. Very interesting the way I applied it to my life. The other day I was on a road trip and I just re-listened to the first chapter. And I learned something from the first chapter that I never picked up after reading 3 or 4 times, right? And that's a very powerful book. That's actually one of the books that started my journey. So that's a big book you should read. Another book you should read, again, and I listen to this every time I go on a road trip, it's a very short 4-hour book. It's called The Alchemist.
Yeah, by Paulo Coelho.
Yeah. That one's phenomenal.
Yeah.
They should put that in the curriculum, man.
Yeah. A lot of those stuff.
That one should be in the curriculum.
Reading.
That's a kid's book too.
Yeah.
It's not facts based.
Right.
It's a fictional book, but there's a lot of inspiration that you could draw from that book. And I've been telling people for a long time. Like I don't want to sound crazy, but I feel like I'm the alchemist sometimes, right? And I love that book. I always go through that one. And another one I want to say is again, this is for the manifestation side. Is The Secret. That's another heater. Teaching the power of manifestation and stuff. Bob Proctor's heavy on that one, and I forgot the actual author's name. But those are a handful of books that you can get your journey started.
Okay.
But another thing is, don't get caught in this whole reading facade, man. Go do things. I was like that too. I used to read book after book after book. It's so much better to just read one chapter and go and implement it than reading the book cover to cover.
Okay.
And that's what people have been preaching for years.
Okay. Your IRL videos.
Yeah.
Are you obsessed with Prime? Are you endorsed by Prime? Like, what's the story with this?
That's actually a great kind of question. Me personally, just like everybody else, bro, I wanted to try Prime. Right? I just want to try it. It was so rare. And when I got the Prime, but if you keep it a buck with you, it's just a drink to me. I don't love it. I don't hate it either. Like a lot of people obsess over hating it. They make it their personality. Oh, it's just a YouTuber. I actually like it. I don't mind Prime. But what I realized is there's a lot of people like me where they just wanted to try it. And to my surprise, I made a skit with it and did pretty well. And I realized there's a lot of search volume around this. Remember I told you, don't make videos you want to make. Make videos people want to see.
Right.
And people want to see this Prime stuff. Right? And it's just taking advantage of opportunities. And that's where this whole Prime thing came. I saw a lot of people care about Prime. They want to watch videos about Prime. I'm like, okay, I'll do what the audience wants to see. I'm a performer at the end of the day, man.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I will perform the act that'll please the crowd. Right? That's what you are when you're on social media. You're a performer. And I don't want to lie here. I do enjoy Prime. Not obsessive, right? Not endorsed by it. But I enjoy it.
All right, now that we cleared that out the way.
That's
Because I seen the video of you driving to...
I went to the U.S.
But you wanted the specific lemon flavor.
The lemonade flavor.
Is that out in Canada?
It's not in Canada. And at the time, a lot of people are confused. Because that video was filmed I have a backlog of videos. It was filmed about 3 weeks ago. So just when it launched. So at that time, it was almost impossible to find, even in the U.S.
Right.
Versus now... You could go to, not any store, but any store in the U.S. should have it by this point because it's been restocked by now. Yeah. But it's funny, the conversation are like, oh, they have it at my store over here. They have it at my store over here.
Yeah. The last time I went to Costco in Scarborough, I couldn't find any Prime. Like, is it
in Canada? The number one place to find Prime, Circle K. Every Circle K has.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like gas stations. Yeah, for sure. They'll have like the
they have
individual drinks, but like the big cases.
Oh, cases.
That I've seen in your videos.
I haven't seen cases in Canada.
Costco doesn't. I didn't see any in Costco.
I haven't seen any cases in Canada actually.
Okay, so
I've only bought
it's probably an American thing.
Yeah.
Because Americans get cases.
Yeah,
we get individual drinks.
We get individual drinks.
Okay.
Taxing us down here, bro.
Yeah, it probably is. They're like, yo, there's no point. Did you ever? Would you like to be endorsed by Prime?
Oh, hell yeah.
Like if they hit you up today saying, yo, we seen your videos.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah?
For sure. Yo, Prime, you watch it, hit my line. For sure. Bro, I'm not like the typical person, because it's interesting. If you see my page, it's actually crazy. My IRL content is either, it looks like I'm Team Logan Paul,
right,
or I'm Team Andrew Tate. which are two moral enemies.
That's true. You're right. Yeah.
Right? I told you I'm the performer, man.
Yeah.
Right? So if Andrew Tate wants to come sponsor me tomorrow, I'll take it.
Okay.
But Prime wants to sponsor me tomorrow, I'll take it. Because the thing about Logan Paul is, do I think he's a part of this whole Illuminati or like whatever, the people that control people and he's reading out scripts? For sure I do, bro. He for sure is, I don't know if he sold his soul, but he's for sure involved in the grand scheme of, controlled media.
The Illuminati can't be a secret society if everybody knows about it.
Like, he's definitely part of the controlled media, but is his life admirable? For sure. He runs one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Right.
He's on WWE, which is the ultimate dream of mine. I tell this guy, like,
What do you like ultimate dream of yours?
I wanted to be a WWE growing up.
Oh, like actual performer?
Actual WWE wrestler.
Okay.
Like, that was my dream. I even went to wrestling school at one point in my life.
No way. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, it was like grade 10. And again, shout out to my mom, man. My mom really would do anything I wanted. And she sent me to wrestling school. And I was training. Are you familiar with wrestling? Do you watch WWE at all?
I mean, everybody watched wrestling growing up a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you remember Santino?
Yeah, I do,
the Cobra?
Yeah,
that was my coach. He's
No
from
way.
Mississauga. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he he was one of the wrestling instructors there. Like, I took it serious, but the only thing was I was in grade 10. 2, I'm like 5'6", maybe even short at the time. And like 180 pounds, 170 pounds. And the guys there are like 6'2", 250 pounds. I look like a little tweep in front of them. And at that moment I had to realize, I'm like, probably this is not gonna happen.
Hey, you know what, man? You went for it though. Even if it didn't work out, like what you're talking about, 99% of people won't even try. Because I'm not gonna make it anyway. What's the point of me?
Bro, I'm gonna manifest something right now on this podcast, bro. I will one day be performing in WWE as a celebrity guest. You're gonna see it happen, bro.
Okay, all right.
It will be, and it's not gonna be like a Monday Night Raw or something. It will be a pay-per-view, bro. There might be belts involved, bro. We might even win the belt, bro. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Who do
I'm
you
telling you, it's gonna happen. Who am I gonna verse? I don't know.
Yeah, who do you think?
It could be in the future.
Snatch?
I don't know, man. It could be in the future, but I'm telling you, it's gonna happen, bro. Because once I saw, it wasn't even Logan Paul. Once I saw Bad Bunny, the music, Spanish artist.
Yeah.
When I saw he kept coming on WWE, they've always done the thing where they bring stars on.
Right. But I heard about him that he takes it seriously. He went to the performing school and
he came on a handful of times right before Logan Paul came on. Then Logan Like, was next. But once I saw Bad Bunny coming on, I'm like, this could be my route in. Because I know the size, I know the athletic ability. I told you I'm not the least athletic person in the room. Yeah. But I'm like, if I had the fame, they would for sure give me a couple of matches.
Okay.
And I take it serious. I train and I do all the tricks and stuff. I learned how to flip and whatever.
What did Santino say about you? Like, did he give you any encouraging type? Is he the one teaching you or just someone?
No. That was in grade 10, bro. I was like, 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
At this point, he don't even remember who I am.
Yeah. What was your style? Were you a high flyer? Were you
Nothing, bro. So it was just green, just learning the basics.
Okay.
I was there for 4 or 5 months.
Okay. What's like to take a bump? Like, you know how they bump you and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that?
But the first time you take a bump, man,
does it hurt compared to?
It doesn't hurt, but you get winded.
Yeah, because you keep going up and down.
Yeah. And in the classes, like there'll be classes where like for 25 minutes you're just taking bump after bump after bump. Yeah. It's so much harder when someone actually flips you for the bump. That's when you really get winded because there's no pressure out there. But it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
I mean, it hurts with repetition, but I think one of my favorite things to do is like when you're running from the rope and you run to the other side, you bounce. Yeah. So much fun, man. I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna happen, man. I'm manifesting on your podcast today, bro. I'm gonna be in WWE
for sure.
It's gonna be crazy, bro.
We'll keep this in the vault. Is there do you remember any of your, even though you're only for 5-6 months, do you remember anybody there that's probably successful now? Like, oh yeah, I remember this guy. Now he's doing this.
You know what? Shout out to Kuru. He was in the wrestling school at the same time as me, and he was pretty new. He was only 1 year in. And fast forward to now, I don't know if you're familiar with Ring of Honor.
I do, yeah.
I don't know if he just got signed, but he just had a match and he won on Ring of Honor, which is pretty cool.
And you remember him from
wrestling school, yeah. And also, what's it called? It's Ring of Honor, and I think he also had a couple matches on Impact, which is another brand of wrestling.
Yeah, TNA Impact.
And, and he had some things where he was he did some jobbing work for WWE as well, like security and stuff. But yeah, other than that, no one that crazy broke off yet. But maybe the future will tell.
Maybe they'll go to India for like a pay-per-view and you just come flying in.
Crazy.
Who are your goats though for
wrestling, man? Yeah. I think it's a great question actually. My favorite wrestlers, it's gonna sound crazy, it's a bit more new. I mean, it's older generation now, but for the time it was newer generation. I think Randy Orton's up there for sure.
Okay.
Like I'm one of my number one spots, and CM Punk for sure as well. I think CM Punk. I'm blinking on who's some of my favorite guys. Randy Orton, CM Punk.
Which what about because you went to wrestling school?
Yeah.
Whose style did you want to emulate? Like you watch someone and be like,
Yeah. I think I want to be more like a CM Punk kind of, where like he was a striker but also a bit of high flying.
Okay.
Because again, I told you I wasn't crazy athletic, so I would love to be a high flyer because especially take advantage of my height.
Right.
But I didn't have that athletic ability, right? And when I was younger, I was more naive. I didn't realize it's something you could train to do.
Right.
I thought it was something you're gifted with. But if I was emulating now, I think still it'd be somewhere in between like that striker / high flying, kind of like CM Punk.
Okay, what would your finisher be?
Oh, what would my finisher be?
It's got to be off the top rope. It can't be.
Yeah, something off the top rope would be pretty dope, like an elbow or something. Right? That'd be pretty cool. Something. Yeah, I think off the top rope would be cool.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I wanted to do something like Drew McIntyre's move where you grab the elbows and you kick them back, or even like a pedigree style move. But I think off the top rope would be pretty dope.
Yeah. Okay. What finisher do you think is the most legendary finisher? Because like my answer is actually what you said, the pedigree. I think.
Yeah, pedigree is legendary. Yeah. Either it'd be the pedigree, it'd be the tombstone, or be the RKO.
Okay.
Those are like the three most legendary, iconic. Like everyone knows RKO.
Okay.
Everyone knows the tombstone from Undertaker. Sweet Chimmy's up there too. Sweet Chimmy's up there too. That's iconic one still.
Okay. Yeah. And again, like I said earlier, you guys are fortunate that your parents supported this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm laughing right on my head if I ever told my mom,
you want to go wrestling?
Yeah, I want to go wrestling like you. Like sit down, I'll probably lock me in a room. Like think about it now.
For sure. For sure.
That's really good though.
I've always been grateful, man. Like my parents were my number one supporters. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they saw these more as like hobbies and actually pursuing careers. But still, like my mom was number one supporter. Even though we weren't, the most richest people on the block, my mom would make things happen, And again, shout out to my mom as well. The reason why me and my siblings turned out to be so entrepreneur spirited, and my mom's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Growing up, she had a hair salon. Then she got into sales, and then she got into flipping properties in her older ages. And even till now, she was running an Airbnb business not too long ago that she recently switched to long-term rental. My mom's always been a hustler.
Okay.
Right.
And that's probably where it comes from.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah, it comes from your mom.
And my dad was a stable, traditional dad who had to hold it down,
Discipline,
regular job, pay the bills, wake up early in the morning, get upset when we're sleeping late, kind of dad,
Okay.
And we need that balance. We need to see the entrepreneur side, we need to see the safe side, and it looks like most of us leaned more towards the entrepreneur routes.
Okay. I should have asked this earlier, but were you guys born here, or are you guys born back home and then came?
We're born here.
Oh, you guys are
all four
straight
of us.
Canadians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whitewash, bro. Parents didn't even teach us Urdu properly. We don't even know our native. We know our native tongue, but we're not like fluent. We're
actually
fluent.
same. Like I don't know I can understand Somali, but I can't.
Oh, you can speak it?
Yeah, barely. Like I sound like a slow person. Like,
we could definitely. I could. He could speak a bit better because he's been to India more recently. I definitely speak it, but someone from India would know that. This guy's. They don't have the accent. We don't have the accent. That's what people say to us.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there anything that you want to say? Anything? I pretty much have asked you everything.
That's all the questions.
What are we, like an hour in? Yeah.
One thing I want to say is, and I was talking about this with my wife last night, is for those who came to watch this podcast today to learn about YouTube secrets, how to be a better YouTuber, and want to have that breakout moment. I think I always say is don't get caught up in getting your first viral video. It's very important that you have a whole plethora of content first. Mr. B says have 100 videos before you even care about how many views you have, right? Now that may or may not be a stretch. But what I would say is have a decent bank of content for a couple of reasons. One, you're going to figure out, do I actually want to do this or not? Because it's hard, right? The more the videos are getting better, bro, the more hours it takes me to edit, right? Because then all I got to do is in a certain way. So have 20, 30, 40, 50 videos out. So when you do have your breakout moment, your audience will go back and watch your other content, and then you won't be the one-hit wonder. Because that's what we see a lot of one-hit wonders in the music industry, even on YouTube. But you have the one big video, and then, wait, why did this guy stop making videos? Because he wasn't passionate about it. But imagine if he had a whole plethora of content, right? So food for thought. Put out a lot of videos. Who cares about the views? Just have, every thumbnail is a story, and have a whole bunch of thumbnails and a whole bunch of videos, hours in. And when you finally get your breakout moment, people get to really see who you are, and you just keep crushing. That's my message to the world today.
All right. That was a message by Umar. Thank you guys so much. Till next time, we out of here.